Let's discuss the 10 best self-publishing companies for low-content books. And yes, you can publish low-content books in other places beyond Amazon, and they're relatively untapped. Just a real quick note, if you don't know what they are, low-content books include journals, diaries, planners, notebooks, activity books, puzzle books, and so much more. Check with each platform's policies on low-content books, since they can and probably will change without notice. Also, look into how they handle ISBNs, because some may require that you bring your own. You're going to see a dead simple way of creating low content books, even if you have no tech experience and are brand new to the business, later into this video. It's called Book Vault, the sponsor of this video, but let's just go ahead and put a pen in it. We'll come right back to it later. Kindle Direct Publishing, otherwise known as KDP. This is the most popular of all the options. They have paperback and hardcover books. Now, hardcover is still in beta, meaning that they have limited distribution and limited print options. There is not a jacket option. So I've had a lot of viewers that have asked me, no, there isn't. Now, when it comes to trim sizes, paperback has 16 trim sizes and hardcover only has 5 trim sizes. I imagine that's going to expand in due time. The paper types that you get are cream and white in 55 pound, and you also have 60 pound for premium full color interiors. And speaking of color, you will get black and white, standard color, and premium color. The base cost increases with each of those options. Now, that doesn't mean that comes out of your pocket. That means it comes out of the customer's pocket. That's the baseline, the very bare minimum you can charge for a book. In fact, you can anticipate that with all print-on-demand platforms from this point on, so I don't need to repeat myself. Now, when it comes to distribution and reach, you can get your paperback into 12 different Amazon stores, but you will not get expanded distribution for your low-content books. And the reason is, well, I'm going to tell you later on about that. Now, when it comes to hardcover, you only get 10. Now, it's still in beta. I imagine eventually it's going to get the same reach as paperback. The royalty structure is 60% of every sale minus print fees. Now, this usually comes out to around, like, say, 35 to 50% of each sale. Depends on what you do for the markup and the pricing. Now, fair warning, pay close attention to this here, folks. KDP does not like duplicate interiors. Multiple account holders have been suspended or terminated because they do not like redundant content. So how do you avoid it? Well, if I go to my Book Vault account, I could whip together any number of cover designs and interior templates and then customize them to my liking. Then, the important thing is to customize your interior so you stay on the good side of KDP. I'll show you how easy it is in a bit. Barnes & Noble Press is the next one, and probably as far as quality goes, the print quality is stellar, second to none. You actually have paperback, hardcover with printed case, and hardcover with dust jacket. Now, they have trim sizes, a total of about 20 of them. That's in the various forms, some a little bit more, some a little less. The paper type is 50 pound for cream and white paper, and is 70 pound for white. Now, the print color options includes black and white, standard color, and premium color. Now, here's the catch. The distribution reach is US only. Now, the royalty share is a little bit different for Barnes & Noble Press versus KDP. It's actually a little less at 55% minus any type of print fees. Still pretty reasonable. Lulu, or Lulu Publishing, or Lulu Press, or anything but Lululemon, folks. That's a completely different company. They don't wear yoga pants. Well, maybe they can wear yoga pants to Lulu, who knows? At any rate, you can do paperback, hardcover with dust jacket, and ready for this one, spiral bound. Now, not all types get all distribution, so make sure you visit or contact their support for clarification, because they'll be able to tell you which ones go where. For instance, you can't get the spiral notebooks over onto Amazon. Now, the trim sizes are about 17. That's not including specialty products like calendars. Yeah, you can make your own calendars there. And the templates and instructions for everything you could possibly need is right there on the Lulu platform. So if you're lost, you get over there and you go, I don't know what to do. They got your hookup. Now, their paper type is 60 pound white and cream. They have 80 pound white, and they have 100 pound white, but that's for calendars only. So you really won't see that card stock with any other options. Now, the spiral bound seems lighter than 60 pound. I was searching everywhere, high and low, and I couldn't find it. I don't know that's 60 pound, but at any rate, you can get standard and premium black and white. Yeah, 2 versions of black and white. Standard and premium colors. So that way you have a little bit of variables. Now, when it comes to distribution and reach, Lulu gets 4 areas, and that's include Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Ingram, do you remember Ingram? We're going to talk about them a little later here. But at any rate, and also the Lulu bookstore. Now, the royalty structure works like this. You get 50% of gross revenue. And what that means is essentially any of the money that's left over from, say, Amazon or Ingram or Barnes & Noble is sent to you, and then you collect 80%, whereas Lulu takes 20% of that profit that comes in. Now, heads up, Lulu only pays out quarterly, not monthly like the other distributors. That's my one gripe with Lulu, but their print quality is stellar. Ingram Spark. Oh yeah, so this is where I was trying to lead up to it. Ingram Spark does have its limitations. They do not want blank books, they don't want sketchbooks, they don't want line journals. They make exceptions on a case-by-case basis for activity books, puzzle books, workbooks, and more. Now, contact support to confirm if your low-content book is acceptable on their platform. You got to be very specific, because if you just say low-content book, they're going to say, no thank you, we don't want it. You're going to want to make sure you very much explain everything. So check this out. We can go to BookBolt. Choose from a robust selection of templates, and then you can customize the interior. Just remember, avoid the lined or blank page options because, well, they don't like it, as I mentioned. Okay, so for print types, they actually have paperback, hardcover with canvas cover, and dust jacket. The trim sizes, now this is all in all with all the different options, 29 trim sizes, and this varies per print type, of course. The paper type they have are cream or white or something completely new to POD, and that is groundwood, and that's about 38 pounds. It's really thin and it has limited distribution in US and UK. It tends to be a little cheaper, so it's up to you. I would recommend you order a proof if you plan on using 38 pound. Otherwise, it's 50 pound for black and white and standard color and 70 pound for premium color. Now, the distribution reach is the biggest and the widest and the best of all the ones I'm going to tell you. It's because they reach over 40,000 online retailers, libraries, institutions, and physical bookstores. There's a catch, though. If the distributor wants to take you on, then it's going to depend a lot about whether they want it or not. So you could probably put this low content book through Ingram Spark, but Walmart doesn't want to stock you or Target doesn't want to stock you. It's just that. Now the royalty structure is very interesting. It's 45 to 65% minus print fees. You actually get to choose that. You set the wholesale discount level to determine your payout. Fair warning, do not enable returns if you can't afford to cover the cost. That means if a customer buys a whole bunch of these low content books of yours and returns all of them, you've got to pay for it. That's the only platform that does this to you. Every other platform, don't worry about it. They're not going to take it out of your bottom line. And Ingram Spark recommends enabling returns and the highest wholesale discount if you want to get brick and mortar placement and land in more distributors' online stores. I'm not a big fan of that. And by the way, heads up, there's an upload fee of $49, but stay with me. Come on, I see you tuning now. Don't tune out now. I got you a coupon code. You can get that waived. Forget about it. Dale 2022 to waive your upload fee. Now, this is just a one-time thing, and the code is good through 2022. If you're watching this after 2022, then subscribe to this channel. What are you doing? So you get notified when I get a new coupon code. We're only halfway through our list, and the rest of the options I assure most of you have not heard of or used yet. Before we do, watch how easy it is to create custom low-content books with BookBolt Studio. Choose paperback with a cover, enter your preferred size, then the interior and paper type, bleed or no bleed, which is whether you want to have it edge-to-edge graphics with bleed or marginal restrictions with no bleed. Enter the page count, hit Create Project, grab a royalty-free image, and add text. Insert the interior you want, like I showed earlier, with some variations and unique qualities to stand apart from the pack, of course. Now hit Project, download this project, and boom, you've got a custom cover design and interior. See, wasn't so hard, was it? I mean, it was pretty cool. Get 20% off in perpetuity with BookBolt when you visit our affiliate link at dalelinks.com/bookbolt and use the coupon code DALE20. Keep the account open, keep the discount. Let's get the next half, but remember to check out more details ASAP about BookBolt. Blurb or Blurb Self-Publishing or Blurb.com, either way you want to shake it. They actually have paperback, hardcover with desk jacket. Now, they only have 3 trim sizes. They keep it pretty basic. It's the most popular ones in 5x8, 6x9, and 8x10. The paper type that they have for these are white or cream and 50-pound paper, or the premium paper for 70 pounds. The print color options includes black and white and color, and they have it available in standard or economy. Now, as you can imagine, the latter option has a lower base cost, meaning you'll get more royalties when it's all said and done. Now, the distribution reach is much like Lulu in that they have 4 different avenues of Amazon, Ingram, cough, cough. You can just go to Ingram Spark if you want Ingram, Barnes & Noble, and the Blurb bookstore. Now, the royalty structure, this is one that has me scratching my head sometimes because it's not very clear, and I've reached out to their support and haven't heard anything back from them. But it's 100% minus print fees in the Blurb bookstore, which is kind of cool. But the other regions, obviously, they're going to be pulling some of that profit away from it. So the rest, I don't know. They simply don't say on their site, and they don't make it readily available. I'm sorry, Blurb, you didn't get back to me, so here we are. Publish Drive. Oh, here we go. So this one's very interesting. This is different. There's no revenue share required. So in other words, there's no split of royalties, but you have to pay a monthly subscription. So you got to put your money where your mouth is. Are you publishing stellar low content books? Then why not take a gamble on yourself and use Publish Drive for distribution? Now, it's about $24.99 per month or $249.99 per year for up to 6 books. They charge less per month for more books and offer a 14-day free trial. The print types, it's just paperback right now. The trim sizes is 28, which is a lot. Now, the paper type doesn't really say, but we can assume cream and white paper. The pounds remain to be seen, but I imagine it's probably 50-pound or 60-pound. Print color options include black and white and color. Now, they have distribution reach of 3 different areas. And I think that it was actually Amazon, Ingram, and then there was a Chinese distributor, and I'll probably discuss this in a moment here. The royalty structure is where I'll kind of reveal a bit more. It varies per each one of the distributors. Amazon gives you 50%, and that's of 8 stores. Ingram, well, as I kind of mentioned before, it's going to be tough breaking into there, but that's a 45% royalty. You have to still split it, unfortunately, with Ingram since it's being distributed there. Again, that's of no use because your low content book might just get rejected. And I figured just go right to the source. If you want to use Ingram, just go to Ingram Spark. Now, the other thing that is very unique about Publish Drive is the CNP reading platform. Now, this is a Chinese distributor. They have 3 online retailers and thousands of libraries. It has a royalty of 50% of each one of the sales. Now, I know it sounds kind of confusing because you said,
Dale, that was 100%, and now you're saying it's not 100%.
Meaning that Publish Drive doesn't take anything more than your subscription every month, and they just give you 100% of all the profits. Print-on-demand merch companies. Oh, there's so many, a dime a dozen, but I will tell you a couple of them include Redbubble, Zazzle, and so much more. But for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to focus on Redbubble because that's the area that I've actually had some results and I've actually used in the past. Now, they have 2 types of print books, and that is hardcover journals and spiral notebooks. The trim sizes include this. Hardcover journals are roughly 5x8, and the spiral ones are roughly about 5.8 by 8.3. Now, the paper type, not sure, but I found a post where they categorize it as 90 GSM, which is the equivalent of standard printer paper, so it's thin. Now, the interiors are ruled, graph, or blank pages. Keep in mind, with something like Redbubble, there's no flexibility. It's what you see is what you get. You can just pretty much come with your own image to slap on the cover design, and then you're ready to rock and roll. And the print color options, obviously, it's just black and white. That's it. Distribution, though, is through 10 regions, and this includes US, UK, Australia, Germany, and more. The royalty structure, it really depends on what you set as the markup. So the base cost for each one of these things, the hardcover journal has a base cost of $19.09, so you're going to have to kick that up a little bit more, and that's about 128 pages. Now, with the spiral notebooks, the base cost is $11.75 with about 120 pages. Though it's more basic and less flexible, it's certainly an option for anyone who doesn't want to bother with creating interiors, and all you need to do is come with an image for your cover design. Lulu Direct and Lulu API. Okay, I know this seems redundant, but it's different since it comes with an even better perk than using their normal Lulu distribution avenues. You're getting pretty much all the same options as you get from Lulu, but now you remove the middleman. Yep. Lulu only charges for print fulfillment and shipment. They do not share revenue for sales made through your site, giving you 100% profit minus print and shipping fees. The Lulu Direct app is formerly known as the Lulu Express app. It integrates with Shopify and WooCommerce. Both of them are e-commerce plugins for your website. One costs, the other one's free. At any rate, Lulu API, though, it requires much more work. You'll need to hire web developers, and that can be costly. Trust me, I looked into it and I wept. I literally cried myself to sleep that night. This option is intended for like companies with deeper budgets and a long-term marketing plan to recoup that initial investment. So it might be a little risky if you ask my opinion. I would say instead look into Lulu Direct and WooCommerce, because then there's no real risk there. And the distribution reach, in their words, is our global network of printers can send your book to over 150 countries around the world. Now the big pro is you get paid immediately. You simply remit payment to Lulu through your e-commerce service, so they cover all the printing and shipping fees, and they just get to work on the fulfillment. Now, the con, longer fulfillment times. So set customer expectations on your website. Let them know it's gonna probably take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks to get there. I would say order your own copy and see how long it takes, and maybe add on maybe 1 or 2 weeks just to be safe. Amazon has set a very high standard with this whole 2-day delivery thing. So I wouldn't be too hard on Lulu for being a little longer on the distribution. And I'm gonna tell you, the print quality is absolutely stellar. Really love it. Next to Barnes & Noble Press, those two are the best. Oh, Blurb's pretty good too. Offset printers. Now, do you want to take a gamble on your low content book publishing business? Then invest in offset printing and fulfill orders yourself. Places like Puffer Print, Print with Bookmark, or research any offset printers in your local area. Get samples before investing in them, because this can be costly. You can get any print types, trim sizes, paper types, print color options. It's just absolutely limitless. Now the distribution reach, it's up to you. You're the seller. You choose where to distribute. Could be Shopify, could be WooCommerce, or even become an Amazon seller. Now the royalty structure, it's way better than any print-on-demand platform. Any. If you find that you're spending more with an offset printer than what you would for print-on-demand for base costs, you're doing something wrong. You probably went to the wrong people. And the thing is, you get the inventory and you get to set the percentage of the markup. It's a big gamble. Yeah, I know, especially if you go into it with the sound marketing planning, it's still going to be a gamble. But you know what's not a gamble? This very next video, where I talk about the 10 best self-publishing companies right now for everything outside of the low content book publishing universe. I'll see you there.